Hey Metal Maniacs, this is Rick of Malice Divine from Toronto, and you are cranking it up on the Metal Meltdown on Metal Messiah Radio with Dave Softee.
Alrighty, Metal Maniacs, here we go. Please help me welcome to Metal Messiah Radio, hailing from Toronto, Canada, from Melodic Black death metal band, Malice Divine, here to talk about his solo debut self-titled offering, Malice Divine. Joining us, we have founding member, extremely talented musician, Ric Galvez on vocals, guitars, and bass. Welcome to the Metal Meltdown, Rick. Thank you for this opportunity.
No problem, Dave. It's my pleasure to be here.
Mine as well. And I have checked out your self-release debut offering, as I mentioned, Malice Divine, and quickly fell in love with this, Rick. As soon as I opened the email from Asher Media, I says, wow, I'm really enjoying this. And I couldn't stop listening to it. And I said, okay, let's do this interview. So that being said, it's great to have you here to talk about your music.
Oh, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I'm glad to hear that you like it so much.
Yes, and this is an outstanding metal offering. It has many components that really turn me on metally, musically, metally, and everything around it. So congratulations on this debut offering, your solo project, right? That's what this is?
Yeah, it's essentially my solo project, so it's been a long time coming for me. I've been working on this for quite a while now, so it feels, amazing to finally have it out.
Yeah, great. And did you work on this during the COVID pandemic, or was this already prepared before it?
Oh, it was mostly prepared before the COVID pandemic happened. Like, I had, all the songs written out, most of the guitar solos, most of the vocal patterns, written out, before COVID happened. I actually even started recording the album January 2020, so like 2 months before, the COVID-19 pandemic started.
Right.
Which kind of put a hold to the recording. So like, I recorded the rhythm guitars in January and February of last year, and then because of COVID, I couldn't continue recording until June. So it really, held things back for a couple of months. But
right.
Hey, got the album done, so that's what matters.
This is very good. And except for the little delay because of the COVID, how did the COVID affect you personally and in getting everything you need to be done? Outside of a little delay in the recording process, you were safe. You didn't get any COVID or anything like that, right?
No, I didn't get COVID. Nobody like in my family or like, my close circle friends got COVID. Like, I know some people that like, moved away from my area that like got COVID, but no one like around me like got COVID like at all. So I'm pretty fortunate for that.
That's good. That's good. And I noticed that you're in a band since 2018 known as Astaroth Incarnate.
Yeah, I was with them from 2016 to July 2019.
Oh, okay. So you're no longer associated with them?
No, because they fired me, actually.
They fired you? Wow.
Yeah, they fired me. Yeah.
Wow. And you played guitar in that band, and I can't understand why they would fire you, because as far as I hear your musicianship, your bass and your vocals, but your guitar work really stands out. I'm really shocked.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that a lot. Yeah, like the thing is, like, whenever like I tell anybody that I was fired from Astaroth Incarnate, they always end up being so shocked. But the thing is, there was a lot of like really unpleasant things going on behind the scenes, which really led to us eventually parting ways. But it really was for the best, because if I wasn't fired, like, this Malice Divine album probably wouldn't have even happened, to be honest. So really one of the best things that ever happened to me from being fired from that band.
It's like karma. Things happen for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely. And it worked out perfectly for me. I'm so much, happier being a solo artist, doing Malice Divine than I ever was, being a member of a band. Way happier.
I see. So Malice Divine is more than a side project. This is going to be your main band, or you have other bands that you're working with as well?
Oh, this is like pretty much my only like thing that I'm working on musically. Like, I'm pouring like everything into this and like putting all my focus into just Malice Divine, because I want to take it as far as I possibly can. I feel like being a part of like another band or having a side project right now would really hold me back, from going all out with Malice Divine. So I'm just putting everything into Malice Divine.
I'm glad to hear that. So I'm looking forward to future releases from you.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I'm actually already working on the second album, so it's good.
Outstanding.
Awesome. Yeah.
Outstanding. And you basically do everything on this album, Rick. You, like I said, you sing, you play the guitar, you play the bass, and I understand you have a session drummer by the name of Dylan Gowan on the drums.
Yes, yeah, I hired Dylan to perform the session drums, even though I did write like over like 95% of the drum parts. He took like what I wrote, made it even better, added his own fills. Even like there's for Ancient Visions, he actually added the tribal like drumming pattern during the second half of the verses. So that was like one really cool thing that he came up with. So
I see. And I
yeah,
was googling his name to find out more information about him, and
yeah,
something popped up that I need to ask you about. Is this the same Dylan Gowan that's the son of Canadian progressive rock musician and Styx vocalist Lawrence Gowan?
yes,
It is.
actually, it's the same Dylan Gowan.
All right. I wasn't sure if there were more. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that is the Dylan Gowan.
And how did you get connected with Dylan?
Oh, I've known him, for a couple of years now, just through, being acquainted with like other musicians and in Toronto metal scene and stuff. I remember actually when I was in Astro Incarnate, we actually got Dylan to fill in on drums for one show. And I was just like super impressed by like how fast he learned the set list and like how tight like the set list was after like having only like one, like full like jam as a band with him. So like even just like thinking about like when I was looking to get session drummers, like I knew I wanted to get Dylan because I was just like really impressed, by like his professionalism and everything.
Very cool. And as you mentioned before, you formed Malice Divine in 2019. And I'm curious to know how you went about selecting Malice Divine as the name of the band. How'd that come about?
That's a good question, actually. I remember shortly after I parted ways with Astaroth Incarnate, a friend of mine and I, we were discussing about potential band names that I could use for my next musical project. The one band name that I really liked was Divine Malice. But the thing is, I looked that up, and apparently there was already like a band from like New York from like the '80s or something that already had like the Divine Malice as a name. So
Yes.
I decided to flip it, with two words around, and I thought it sounded a bit more unique that way, anyways. So I typed that into like Encyclopedia Metal, and it wasn't taken before. So I was like, yeah, that's the name.
Yeah, that's great. And they always say, don't judge a book by its cover. Before I heard your music, I looked at the name, and I'm thinking, what is this band about? It's just like an Alice Cooper, cover band, Malice Divine. I was thinking, what is this? And I was pleasantly surprised that this is such an outstanding metal offering. It has nothing to do with Alice Cooper, but
No,
really,
nothing to do with Alice Cooper whatsoever.
yeah, it's really great. And yeah, again, congratulations. And let's learn all about the process of making the Malice Divine offering. What studio was this recorded in, and who produced, mixed, and mastered Malice Divine?
Well, this album was recorded at Monolithic Productions in Oshawa, Ontario. Oshawa is just like a town that's like quick, like half hour, 45-minute drive east of Toronto. So that's where the album was engineered and produced over the course of like about 9 months. And then it was also mixed there as well. Um, Engineered and mixed by a man named Tyler Williams. Really good engineer and producer. Fantastic at what he does. Really easy to work with as well. And then after that, we send up the album off for mastering over to a guy in Germany by the name of Lars Lemaire. He's like well known for working with bands like Ailstorm and Abigail Williams and stuff like that. So he's done some pretty big projects. So it was really cool to get him to master it.
Excellent. And I find the cover art to be epic. I'm interested to know who designed your cover art for the Malice Divine offering.
Oh, that was created by a guy over in Indonesia. I believe his name is Ika Sutra, I believe, something like that. He goes by a name called Psycho Art actually as well. So if you just look it up on Facebook, Psychop Art or something like that. It's kind of hard to pronounce, but yeah, if you just look it up, he has tons of like amazing artworks that that he's done and stuff. So just looking at his artwork, I was like, yeah, I definitely got to work with this guy, and I'm glad I did because the album artwork turned out pretty awesome.
Yeah,
as you can tell.
excellent. Yeah, you should be very proud of it. Did a great job.
Oh yeah.
And could you tell us who designed the band logo?
Oh, that was designed by Christoph Spatchadel. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his last name correctly, but
yeah, it's not easy to say. I haven't.
It's like it's a European last name, but he's very well known for producing logos such as the Emperor logo, like the Norwegian black metal band from back in the 90s. So he's done some pretty well-known logos. So it was really cool to get him to do a logo. It turned out fantastic.
Yeah, it looks great on the cover with the candles on the top. It's really good. I've seen it in black and I've seen it in white. Both are outstanding.
Yeah, honestly, it's such a cool logo too. And I also love how it's a very readable logo too. And like in extreme metal, it's very common for like bands to have, logos that are like pretty difficult to read.
This is true.
But I like how it's very extreme metal looking, but at the same time, like you can totally, by looking at it, you know what it says. That's why I like it so much.
Absolutely. And as the case with this COVID, most bands can't even perform this music live. And being that you're virtually a one-man band, do you think you'll ever perform this amazing music live with a lineup to back you up? Is that something you've been thinking about? Or do you think you're going to make more offerings, videos and stuff like that? But will you be a performing band?
Yes, actually, I'm glad that you asked that because I definitely am planning on getting a live lineup together when the time is right because I really do want to perform live with Malice Divine. I think that these songs would translate amazingly live, to be honest. So,
oh yeah,
it would be like a crime to not have these songs played live. If anything, I think it would turn out even better. Just having the live energy and stuff like that, and seeing the crowd go crazy to the music. So I think these songs were totally meant to be played live. So definitely gonna be some live shows whenever this whole COVID situation is done. Who knows when that's going to be,
Yeah, I would love to see that into fruition and see you live. That would be amazing. To see this music done live would be incredible.
And yeah, I'd love to take it out on tour too, like go as far as I can, So.
And being that we can't really do anything as far as live gigs or anything like that and, make some money doing some touring, we have to inform the listeners on how they could support Malice Divine by getting merch. And I'd like to know first, what formats will Malice Divine be offered in? Will it be just in digital format with CD, vinyl? What do you have a game plan for?
Well, the two formats that are available for the album are one, digital. You can get a digital copy of our Bandcamp page. And we have physical CDs as well, which you can also purchase off of the Bandcamp page. So we got two options, digital and physical CD. Unfortunately, no vinyl, but if there ends up being a lot of interest for that or a demand, then I'll look into it. Excellent. But probably not anytime soon.
Excellent. So let's share some links for the fans to make it easier for them. I'll give your Facebook, facebook.com/Malice Divine Band. Simple enough.
Yes.
And then your Bandcamp you just mentioned, that is malicedivine.bandcamp.com/releases. Yeah. And you also have an Instagram I want to mention. You have the Instagram.com/Malice Divine Official.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Do you have any other merch that we could talk about available to your fans?
Actually, yes, I do. I'm glad that you asked that. We also have T-shirts. So we have album artwork T-shirts. So it's essentially the album artwork and then the logo above it.
Nice.
And then we also have zip-up hoodies as well. So we got that same logo. That same design as on the T-shirt is on the back. And it's also a zip-up hoodie with a chest pocket logo of Malice Divine.
Great.
And so far, that's all we have for merch.
That's good to know you have that, though. Thank you.
No problem.
And let's talk about your Malice Divine YouTube channel. I noticed you have 3 videos out there, and I'd like to talk about that a bit and learn more about it. I'll mention the In Time official vocal guitar playthrough, the Malicious Divinity official lyric video, and the Triumphant Return official vocal guitar playthrough. What can we learn about these videos as far as the creation of it, who directed and edited these videos?
Yeah. Well, there's actually, first of all, there's 6 videos on YouTube channel right now.
6 of them? Wow.
Yeah, because the first 2 videos were actually album teaser videos where I just comped together different parts of the songs, just to, foreshadow, the people, what was to come. So the first 2 videos were the album teasers that were released back in December. So I pretty much did, all the editing for that. It was very simple to do in iMovie, so it was, no problem. And then the first playthrough video was for In Time. That was filmed and directed by a guy named Alan T. out in Oshawa. That was filmed in the Monolith production studio where we recorded the album. So he filmed it, and he edited the footage from that. And then he also did the lyric video for Malicious Divinity as well. And then for the Triumphant Return playthrough video, I actually filmed that myself on my phone in my bedroom.
Wow.
And then I send it over. I send all the footage to Alan to edit together, and then that's how the video for Triumphant Return turned out.
Wow, you really are a do-it-yourself artist, aren't you?
Yeah, for the most part, I try to be as independent as I possibly can.
And do you plan on making any more new music or lyrical videos out there? Or 6 is quite enough, right?
Well, the 6 videos, the full album stream that went up 2 days ago. At the moment, there also actually is another lyric video coming very soon. It's almost finished. It'll be good to go very soon. There's actually a lyric video coming out for the song Quantum Manifestation. Should be out in a couple of weeks from now.
I see. Wow. Another thing I got to say about your album, you have very, I would say, educated, smart titles to your tracks. They're really outstanding and within its own right,
Yeah.
And
I think it's a pretty cool thing to incorporate into this kind of music.
Yeah. Excellent stuff. And you were mentioning that you will be writing for the next Malice Divine offering. So can we inform the listeners on more of what to expect next from you and Malice Divine?
It's hard to say. I definitely want to, keep pushing the technicality of the music. I want to outdo myself. Compose even better guitar solos and have it even tighter than before, even tighter performances and stuff like that. I also like to even expand the sound a little bit more. Perhaps do some more classical guitar stuff. There's some of that on the album as well. I like to do more of that. Also, I like to even expand the vocal delivery too. Probably do some more of the lower death metal kind of growls that were on the album. Not as much as the higher black metal stuff on the first album, but I think it'd be cool to incorporate some more lower death metal ones. And I was even thinking of eventually incorporating some clean vocals as well.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, excellent. And Rick, what do you do when you're not doing Malice Divine? You have a regular job to make an income?
Well, yeah, for a long time, I was working as a guitar teacher, and I was also teaching a bit of drums too. So that was my main source of income for a while. But that was just part-time because I've been also a university student for quite a while now too. As well as, I was busy with my old band, while also working and going to university too. So I could only really work part-time.
I see.
Yeah.
And Rick, I would imagine you could be one of the top-notch gearheads out there. I would imagine you have lots of gear. And would you like to take the time to talk about your gear at this time?
Oh yeah, I'd love to do that actually. I got lots of awesome gear here actually.
Excellent. Yeah, I figured.
Yeah. Yeah. So right now I have a 2 Jackson Pro Series Dinkies. The one that I used to record all the electric guitars in the album was the charcoal gray one, actually with the ebony fretboard. I recently actually got another Jackson Dinky. It's this white one here. Not sure if you can see it. A little bit out soon, but really nice guitar as well. Then I also have a Ibanez RG. It's a Stratocaster shape, which I bought used off of a good friend of mine back in November. That's also a really good guitar. And then for the classical guitar stuff, I have a Yamaha nylon string, which I've had for a couple of years now as well. I also got a Fender Stratocaster in my room as well. And that's pretty much it for guitars. For amps, I have a Marshall JVM 210 head, which I've been using for years now. It's a fantastic sounding head. And I also just recently got a Mesa Boogie 4x12 cabinet, which was also used for the Malice Divine record as well. So right now, like my current amp setup is the Marshall JVM into the Mesa Boogie 4x12.
Excellent. And what about your basses? Have basses and drum kit as well, or?
Actually, I do play bass as well, but the thing is, when I was gearing up to record the bass for the album, I ended up renting a 5-string bass for a couple of weeks, just so I can, practice, my bass lines.
I see.
I actually don't have like a bass of my own at the moment. Like I used to have a bass, like a Squire bass from many years ago, but like it's completely broken now and like it's useless. So eventually I do want to get a new bass, but lately I've just been focusing on just getting my guitar set up, as professional as I can, and then eventually in the future I'll probably get like a really good bass that I could use.
Well, hopefully your plan will go into fruition about getting a band to support you, and you wouldn't have to worry about playing bass. You just concentrate on your guitar work, and you have a bass player to back you up. That would be great. And as far as drums, do you have a drum kit, or you also just play around with them, but you actually don't have your own drum kit?
Yeah, actually, I had my own electronic drum kit for a while, but unfortunately, it was a pretty low model one, so it wasn't that great. And then I ended up having a lot of problems with it. So it honestly, at this point, is pretty much useless. I don't really even consider myself to have like a drum kit here, even though I technically did have one for a while. But like at my guitar teaching job that I was working at for a while, like they had a electronic drum kit there that I usually practice on, whenever I had the opportunity, like between tunes and stuff.
Wow. Well, I got to tell you, you have great sound on the Malice Divine offering, and however you did it, you got great results. So keep up the good work. And
thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I want to thank you for spending time with us on Metal Meltdown on Metal Messiah Radio to talk about your album, about yourself. I think we've learned a lot, and I just want to put it out there. Keep the music coming out, and every time you have a new release, you will definitely be welcome back on Metal Meltdown on Metal Messiah Radio. So please keep the music flowing so that we can do this again and again.
Oh, for sure, man. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that. There's definitely more new music in the works, so you'll definitely be hearing a lot about me in the future. That's for sure.
We are happy to hear that. And at this time, would you like to say anything to your fans that are tuning in at the moment?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, thank you to everybody that supported me in any way, whether that be, like checking out any of the videos or any of the songs or sharing any of the videos or, putting in a good word about me and my music to anybody, or buy a CD or shirt or hoodie, it really means a lot to me, all the support I've received. So thank you.
Excellent. And I want to wish you, Rick, and your band, which is essentially you, meaning Malice Divine, a great and safe 2021. Please stay safe out there, and Again, thank you for this interview, and I hope you have much success now and in the future. And I look forward to following you for years to come. So, how about we go crank up some more Malice Divine off of the debut and crank it up loud?
Yeah, why not?
Let's do it.